So this is good morning students. So now we'll be starting with the second chapter in the model 3. Okay. So previous chapter we had learned, okay, so how your business intelligence, okay, concepts and applications are there. So in this chapter we'll be dealing with a data warehouse. Okay. So data warehouse, as I said, it is nothing but a data center where we have lots of information to be stored there for maintenance. We store lots of information, okay, there. So where we have huge volumes of data which is stored. Okay. Data warehouse is always simply we just store, in a sense we just don't dump the information there. So it is just a collection, okay, huge collection of integrated, okay, subject oriented database designed to support, okay, decision support function. So that means, okay, it is a collection of integrated, okay, so it is coming from lot of different sources, okay. So from all those sources we integrate a data, okay, into one particular store in a centralized fashion. Okay. It is subject oriented database. Okay. So subject oriented, so that means, so we just don't store all different varieties of your data from different domain into one centralized position. So data is coming from different streams, okay, different places, okay, but the stream type of stream remains one. Okay. If I am storing data warehouse for the to store the medical data, so the entire data warehouse, okay, that is storing the medical information only, and whatever decision support system we are going to imply on that over that, okay, so that will be based only the queries of your medical information. Okay, so that means it is subject oriented in a sense. So you are going to store a data, okay, so which is belonging to a particular domain. Okay, your database may be either storing only banking data, it may be either storing only the business data belonging to one particular organization. Okay, you may be storing a data belonging only for weather forecasting, so it becomes subject oriented. Okay, we don't mix medical data with banking data and all that. Okay, so whatever decision support system, okay, so where we put a intelligent query and coming out with answers. Okay, so the base for that, okay, is your data warehouse, so which is subject oriented. Okay, now data warehouse is physically and functionally separate from operational and transactional. Okay, so that means you are having a data warehouse where we store a lot of information. We have tools which are maintaining that. Okay, we develop decision support system is based on that, but normally that is separate from operation and transaction. Okay, so that means I am not keeping that data. From that data I am doing a transaction. Like you take a banking, okay, you have a banks where the transactions will be going on. Okay, so the bank is going to back up the data. Okay, so once in 15 days, once in a month or 2 months or 3 months, depending on the number of frequency of the transactions done on the bank. Okay, after that we may use that data which is stored in data warehouse for taking some of a decision or doing analysis and all. Okay, so like that everyday business transaction, everything is not going. If you take a inventory store, or I am having some business unit, every day my sales is going on, everyday information is not being updated to data warehouse. Okay, so after that transactions, it may be sales is going on in the sales unit. Okay, after that finally they are going to store. Okay, depending on some frequency you decide. Okay, then it will be coming to your data warehouse, and that data they may be using for analysis to increase the sales profit. Okay, so you can say that it is physically and functionally separate from operational and transactional. Okay, so creating a data warehouse for analysis and queries, okay, it represents heavy investment in time and effort. Okay, it takes a lot of time. Okay, you are using the data warehouse for analysis and doing the query. Okay, so that means you have to apply intelligence over there. Okay, managing data, huge amount of data, bulks of terabytes of data. Okay, you do a transformation. Okay, all sort of, because it is coming from different sources. Okay, so your all those things are involved. Okay, so it takes a lot of time for doing that. Okay, and it is heavy investment it is. Okay, because if you want to make analysis, okay, I am storing, suppose you take we need to forecast a weather. Okay, to forecast a weather we are getting the images from the satellites. Okay, you keep it, you do the analysis, and finally you coming out with decision what would be the weather tomorrow. Okay, and those processing also have to be done at a faster rate. Okay, so you need to apply the skilled person over there who's doing the analysis and all the stuff. Okay, so it is a heavy investment. Okay, now data warehouse offers many technical and business benefits. Okay, in spite of having a heavy investment. Okay, why do we invest? Only if it is going to give us a profit. Okay, so we data warehouse offers many technical and business benefits. Okay, so data warehouse supports business reporting and data mining activities. Okay, so it is supporting business reporting and data mining activities. Okay, so we can have a report of a business. Okay, so you can go involving with the business activities. Okay, so data mining activities you can have. Okay, a lot of business activities can be improved by analyzing the data which is stored in a data warehouse. Okay, so you can apply your intelligence. Okay, so after applying your intelligence you come out with a output will be used for making the predictions. Okay, so data warehouse can present a competitive advantage by facilitating decision making and helping reform business process. Okay, that means it's going to help you make a competitions in the market. Okay, because if a perfect analysis of data can help you in taking the proper decisions, so which is going to double your profit. Okay, it can data warehouse can facilitate distributed access to up-to-date business knowledge for departments and functions, thus improving business efficiency and customer service. Okay, so different places your data is distributed, you are having a organization's data or different units of business are there in different places and all. Okay, so there it will help you, okay, improve your business efficiency. Okay, by doing the proper analysis. Okay, so it enhances overall IT performance. Okay, by not burdening the operational database. Okay, used by ERP and other system. Okay, so overall performance is implemented. See here you can see that there is a physical separation between the operational transaction and the data warehouse. Okay, but see here there is banking there, or I am having a business. Okay, I'm having a mall there. Okay, so the data, okay, every day's data and all that, I may be once in 15 days or once in month or thing, I just store that data details of your transaction and being done. Okay, now by taking that data I'm making some analysis there, coming out with some protocols. Okay, coming out with business plans. Those things if I'm implementing in my shopping mall, my business gets double. Okay, though there's separate there, but still we are not burdening the when we are doing analysis, we are, that is a separate unit. Okay, we are not burdening the operational database there which is used by ERP. Without burdening we make the analysis and then finally we apply that. Okay, in the business. Okay, so some schemes may be changed. Okay, some methodology may be changed, handling or dealing with the business and all that. Okay, and then we is going to improve the thing. Okay, now what are the design consideration for your data warehouse? Okay, how should a data warehouse should be designed? Okay, the objective of data warehouse is to provide the business knowledge. Okay, so which is there for supporting decision making. Okay, so data warehouse first should be subject oriented. Okay, so to be effective, data warehouse should be designed around a subject domain. Okay, and then it should be integrated. Data warehouse should include data from many functions that can be shared, that means from different areas you're getting it. Okay, from different heterogeneous data sources, relational database, flat files, online transaction records. Okay, and then time variant. Okay, so it comes you can see that the data and data warehouse should grow at daily or other chosen intervals. Okay, so data keeps on changing, so we can say that it is time variant. Yes, so sometimes some data is not changing it often, but some data keeps on changing with time. Okay, take best example satellite images. Okay, so from time to time the nature of data what is coming into your data warehouse for weather forecasting is different. It is changing with time. Okay, so now that doesn't mean the same kind of data is there, same kind of work you're going to do and make a analysis and like that. Okay, so the type of data which is coming in a data warehouse will normally grow in size, but it also changes. Okay, so whether for satellite images if it is coming on, okay, so it slowly changes with time. Okay, so you have to be very careful when doing the analysis here. Okay, and it is non-volatile, so that means it is there for permanent. Okay, it persists there, it should not be created, okay, on the fly from the operation date. Okay, so always that always there for permanent. Okay, and then summarized, so data warehouse can be rolled up data at the right level for queries and analysis. Okay, so queries and analysis, that means that, okay, so summarize says that we can create a summary of your transactions. Okay, so when you are having a data warehouse in this particular fashion, okay, so you have lots of operations summary. Okay, so now I have one particular mall in one location, another mall in some other location. Okay, so and then another mall in some other district or country. Okay, I want a summary of all the sales of a particular product, okay, in all the regions. So this is a summary of your data. Okay, so what we do, we start analyzing each mall by mall, and then we summarize the data and give it. Okay, so all this data in the data warehouse can be stored by using the particular schema called as a star schema. Okay, so where we can integrate the data from different sources and create the summary of your data. Okay, and then not normalized. Okay, so data often uses a star schema. Okay, so it is not normalized. So normalized means we perform certain operation to make a computations easier. Okay, but data whatever we store in a data warehouse is not normalized. Okay, and it should also store the metadata. Okay, many of our variables in database are computed from other variables. Okay, so data about data is called metadata. So you should have a room for storing the metadata also in that. Okay, and it is should be near real time or write time active. Okay, so real time also should be active. Okay, near real time is day-to-day transaction. We are not just going directly to connect it, because we know that it is physical separation is there between the operation and transactional data. Okay, but anytime you want any analysis for taking a decision, it should be ready. Okay, or right time it should be active. So it should be updated near real time in many high like sometimes airlines data warehouse, okay, immediate transactions. Okay, so the frequency of day updations will be high there. Okay, so data warehouse can come with two approaches. Okay, one approach is calling it as a top down approach, other is called as a bottom up approach. So top down approach, you are making a comprehensive data warehouse that is covering all the reporting needs of a enterprise. Okay, it provides consistency but takes more time and resources. Okay, so here top down approach means like you we have, okay, ask you to implement a project. Okay, and that project title is similar, okay, to someone already have done. Okay, you may first analyze the front end. Okay, and then whatever you see at the front, okay, and then you go with the back end, how the things are implemented. So from there you're going back until reach the end, the code, the scratch, how the programming was done. Okay, so this is called as a top down approach. Okay, so the overall enterprise, first it is just looking, having the vision of the current lookup. Okay, and then it's going into detail. Okay, how many data marts are there. Okay, so how they are working. So from top level it is going to the bottom level. Okay, that is called as a top down approach. So data mart means is a small data unit. Okay, so bottom up approach means first they are starting from the small data marts. Okay, like you are coming from villages to towns, towns to districts, districts to states, states to country. Okay, so like this we are going, okay, from lower level to the higher level. Okay, so when we go in this, okay, so it will be more better. The reporting needs of different departments or the functions needed will also be covered, okay, from the smaller data marts, and then it is going to the higher end. Okay, so all the different needs of all the smaller functions or departments will be covered in this case. Okay, so this is example where it is showing the functional data mart and enterprise data mart, how it is covered, what will be the cost, organization, all that stuff. Okay, so data warehouse architecture will be like this. So you have data source. Okay, so the data source, you have lots of sources. Okay, so it is coming from operation ERP system, so legacy old system, so points of sale, RFID system, web usage, all these are the source suppliers. So from all there it is coming Okay, and next unit will be data transformation. So you have to transform this data, you select the data, you extract the data, clean the data, compute data fields, okay, integrate data, load data. Okay, after that it is, okay, it is going to your data mart or warehouse. So rectangular data ready for analysis. Okay, so after you do for the analysis either for each department or one analysis for the whole. Okay, and above that you have a accessing, okay, or a decision support system which is actually accessing this data using different tools like OLAP tools, reporting tools, dashboards, queries, mobile devices, etc. Okay, so here this is just a description, okay, of that data sources. It provides a data transformation. It is the process of transforming data to meet our requirements, decision need. So data mart or the warehouse where we regularly accurately load of data into enterprise data warehouse. Okay, and then finally we are going to do the operations of that. Okay, so sources can be coming from operational source, specialized applications, external syndicated data. Okay, so data loading process, okay, so involves, okay, so data extract, transform and load. This into three phases we are going to load the data. So extraction is extracting a data from operational database, okay, as well as from the other application. Okay, so you may be having different methods of extraction depending on the type of data you have, depending on the different types of schemas there in which the data is available in that particular format it will be stored. Okay, and the extracted data should be aligned together, okay, by key field, okay, and integrated into a single data set. Okay, so whatever data you extract from different sources, okay, all that you are always keeping a primary key for that. Okay, and then it is integrated into a single data set. Okay, and then you go apply the cleaning process for that. Yeah. So if it is having any irregularities or missing values, so that you are calling it as a, it should be cleansed. So that is cleaning is a cleaning process. So it should be rolled up together to some same level of granularity. Okay, so that means all different sources, whatever you extracted, you clean it, all of them should be from the same, it will come to a particular level. Okay, so desired fields, okay, such as daily sales totals, okay, should be computed. Anything any new data to be added, okay, so they at the end, okay, should be computed. The entire data should then be brought to the same format as the central table of your data warehouse. Okay, now whatever though you are getting from different sources, by transforming all that, everything will be brought to the format in which your center table is there. So this transformed data now will be uploaded into your data warehouse or your data mart. Okay, so this is a star schema in which we are going to store a data format. Okay, so now here this is called as a central table. Okay, and all these are called as a fact table. Okay, now you integrate the data from different sources. Okay, you come get all this data, okay, from into same format in which this particular center table is created. Okay, now here you can see it is item ID. Okay, so this is actually primary key of this fact table. Okay, now here when I take this item ID, okay, this is a primary key. Here this item ID is there. Along with this you are having an item name. You may be having other details of this. Okay, so like for salesperson ID, okay, I have salesperson ID. This is a primary key for this fact table. Okay, now through this key you are accessing this fact table. So you may be having salesperson ID and name. Okay, now in whichever, if I want the information item wise, okay, I can reach this fact table and get that. Okay, if I want information from the salesperson wide, I can reach it here. Okay, and like that if I want the information in the region wise, so this is a primary key for this. Okay, so in this fashion I extract, and then if I want information periodically, okay, then I have a ID over here. Okay, so like that total sales, okay, together we have created total sales and sales quota here. Okay, so like this in different forms we can we have arrange a data. Okay, so that's the centralized format, whatever it is, the same format here also we have arranged. Okay, so this is popularly used in the data warehouse. So along with this you also have some other schemes, okay, but popularly star schema is used. Okay, now here we actually, when we arrange in this particular schema, so you can get the summarized operations over here. Okay, so don't have to dig on different sources for different information, and then you make a join operation, all that. So now here you have centralized information where, okay, we can summarize the data. Okay, so here is an example where we are just showing whatever I have explained. The same thing is here. Apart from this, okay, we also have a Snowflake schema and all. That is not that popular, but we mostly go for your star scheme. Okay, and then how do we access data warehouse access? That is a last thing what we have seen in the data warehouse architecture. Okay, so data warehouse is accessed using the different tools called as a OLAP tool, online analytical processing, okay, tool, so which are normally used for making intelligent queries, and it is also acting like a reporting tool. Okay, so that will help you slice the multi-dimensional data in a data warehouse and produce the desired multi-dimensional data, in a sense like here, see, you are having 4 dimensions. Okay, like that you can have any number of dimensions here, so all the data can be stored in this particular schema. Okay, whereas your normal database and all, we have only 2-dimensional data, rows and columns. Okay, so but in that star schema can represents your multi-dimensional data. Okay, so data can be accessed easily by slicing each dimension. Okay, help us slice the multi-dimensional data in a data warehouse. It can produce the desired report. Okay, like other tools what we have, a dashboard system. Okay, we'll use the data from warehouse and present analysis to the user. Okay, so like dashboard system where we have certain tools which will give the perfect analysis, like in the form of a graphs, okay, in the form of a pie chart, in the form of a line chart. Okay, so and it will give you details how the things are going on monthly wise, okay, weekly wise, all that. Okay, so then data from the data warehouse can be used for ad hoc queries. Any random queries you have, it can be used. Okay, making use of your internal data and the tools. So data from data warehouse is used to provide data for mining purpose. Okay, so parts of data would be extracted and then combined with other relevant data for data mining. Okay, so that means you may be using some part data and then you combine with other relevant data for data mining. Okay, so that means from different tables, if I want information here in this case, okay, I can extract the data from different tables, fact tables, and combine that with the new values, okay, to come out with the decisions. Okay, so now here that we spoke about explaining the data warehouse architecture. So one by one we have seen, okay, what are the database sources, okay, how do you do the transformation, okay, how we are going to develop the marts, how we are actually accessing it. Okay, now what are the best practices, what we normally see in the data warehouse. Okay, now data warehouse, when we build it, okay, it should reflect a heavy investment, okay, into your information technology. Okay, so what all best practices are implemented in IT industries. Okay, the data warehouse project should align with the corporate strategy. Okay, so that means whatever it should be reflecting the principles of the corporate, whichever industry it is, of the management. Okay, because they are the key persons who are running the industry. Okay, so it should align with the principles of that. Okay, so top management should be consulted for setting the objectives whenever you are building a new data warehouse. Okay, so the persons, not only the technical persons who are going to work in the data warehouse, but the management also who are investing it, okay, for running the industry, should also be involved for setting the objectives of that. Okay, financial viability should be established. Okay, so that means return on investment. Okay, return on investment. Okay, how much amount you have invested in building the data warehouse, because it's heavy investment for building, and heavy time effort also is involved. So how much you invest there, you should also get a return out of your data warehouse. Okay, it's simply not that you're just constructing it and leaving it off. Okay, so you have to come out with a return on investment, should be focused. Okay, how much amount, if I'm invested some 1 crore on it, okay, so some benefit also should be there with the time. Okay, immediately, suppose we can't expect today 1 crore we have invested, tomorrow 2 crore should be returned back. okay, to the management. Okay, but by time there should be source of income out of that data warehouse. So only then it is beneficial to build up a data warehouse. Okay, otherwise nobody will be investing to create a data warehouse. Okay, so the project should be managed by okay, whenever you decide to make a data warehouse, it should be managed by both IT and business professional. Okay, so that means it should not only be a technical person, okay, who is working in data warehouse, it should also be business profession. Okay, so because see here, data warehouse may be technical persons may be strong in using of tools and all that. Okay, but finally why we are the main objective of having a data warehouse is you want a decision support system. Okay, on the top of it you want a decision support system which is helping you to take a best decision, those decision which is increasing the productivity for you. Okay, so when it is increasing the productivity for you, okay, so that means it is a business professional, okay, so who are actually dealing with the outside customer. Okay, so they will know all the requirements of the customer, okay, how the business going, all that. Okay, see if I'm producing some product, okay, if it is not sold yet, okay, then there is no use of investment. Okay, so for that technically, so technical persons also should be there, okay, and the business professional also should be there. Okay, so both together have to make a discussions, okay, and have to work. Okay, so then only the things will come out. Okay, so then only you will get a new ideas and all new ideas for building the intelligence into your data and all that. Okay, so data warehouse should be designed carefully, tested before beginning the development work. Okay, so before you start implementing it, investing into it, you need to carefully design it. Okay, so you test it at some level. Okay, so because it is actually like at the end, if you are going to test, so reworking is a waste of time and effort. Okay, so initially you go on with a smaller model wise, you test it, smaller stage wise you build it and test it. Okay, any reformation have to be there for the requirements of the end user, lots of discussions have to be done and all that things should be there before you build a data warehouse. Okay, so this is one best practice what is you need to follow it to build up a data warehouse. Okay, and then it is important to manage user expectation. Okay, so data warehouse should be built incrementally. Okay, one by one, stage by stage you have to go. Okay, you are not just building up the entire thing and finally testing out whether this is going to give you the intelligent decisions, okay, which is helping you in analysis of data and taking some decisions which is predicting your future, okay, or having the more gain, okay, in your business and all that. Okay, so stage by stage you have to move about. Okay, so users who are using should be trained in using the system so they can absorb many of the features of the system. Okay, whoever is using it, first they have to train it to get to know what are the things are involved in it. Okay, and then third best practice is quality and adaptability should be built in from the start. So always quality have to be given a high focus and adaptability. Okay, because normally we may be building this for taking a decision support system. Okay, as we say that data is time variant. Okay, so time variant says that, so the nature of data when it is changing, output decisions also, it will also have a impact on the output decision support system. Okay, so when there is changes, okay, your module should be adaptable, your design should be adaptable to incorporate the new changes seen in the nature of your data. Okay, so always only relevant, cleansed and high quality data should be loaded. Okay, so system should be able to adapt to new tools to access. Okay, any tools which you are building up should be, the system should be able to have access. This is not that some tool, very good tool is there, okay, and your older software, okay, legacy software using which you have built up your data warehouse, okay, that is not compatible with a new tool. Okay, so always have a room for giving new tools, okay, so you make use of your data warehouse. Okay, so as business needs change, new marts may need to be created for new needs. Okay, so because you are not having, suppose at a time when you have built a data warehouse, you were integrating a data from 5 data marts. Okay, now when as a business is growing, okay, so there may be need to create one more data mart in one more center in some other location. Okay, and that should also be integrated into your data warehouse. Okay, so all those extension scalable kind of your things have to be there along with your data warehouse, should be incorporated earlier itself. Okay, so you should make your data warehouse to be scalable according to the business needs and the growth of your business as a data warehouse. Okay, so here we are going to stop. Okay, so next class, next video, I'll be coming up, okay, with another lecture on data